What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tapping into another episode. All right, as you can see by the title, we picking up the signs through the houses series. All right, where we at with it? Where we at with it? Virgo in the fifth house. All right, Virgo in the fifth house. So before we get into it, make sure to like, share, subscribe. All right, let's circulate these gems. Make sure to tap into my Patreon if you'd like to dive deeper, and tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. Let's get right into it. Virgo in the fifth house. All right. What area of life is the fifth house? Because we know the houses are areas of life. So the fifth house, we're dealing with all influences, dealing with creative, artistic self-expression. All right. We got different aspects to doing with our creativity, but the fifth house has a huge influence on the expression part of it. The fifth house rules entertainment, things that you may be invested, the type of music you may like, type of shows you may like. You feel me? What you be Netflixing and binging. You feel me? How you see yourself on the stage, potentials and visions you may catch when it comes to, or experiences you may manifest to be center stage, to be seen for something. Excuse me, guys. So, we're dealing with that. We're dealing with the relationship with your inner child. We're dealing with, how you like to dive into having fun in this lifetime. Yes, we have a house that rules fun in the zodiac. All right. Yes, we do. Okay. That's a part of life. So, if you have a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising friend, they'll probably tell you that. Okay, so when we look at Virgo here, all right, we know Virgo's, the evil genius. It's mutable Earth ruled by Mercury, so real detail oriented, practical, organized, structured, formatted, all right, intelligent as hell, knows how to put things in order, and knows how to critique, and will be critical of itself. Will be critical wherever Virgo's at in the chart. Wherever Virgo's at in the chart, you may experience a lot of critique there, or you may have a strong critique for things that you experience in that house. All right, so when you got Virgo in the fifth house, this is for my what? This is my wait, we just did Leo in the fifth house. All right, Aries rising. So Virgo in this house. Oh yeah, my Taurus rising. I'm bugging out. I don't know why I was thinking backwards. I'm like, what's the next Earth sign? I'm thinking Capricorn. Taurus. So Taurus in the Taurus risings. Virgo in the fifth house. Now this is the thing with Virgo in the fifth house. All right. Virgo's calculated. So when it comes into the fifth house, this individual is gonna have a knack. All right. This individual may develop a knack for being able to understand how to structure and deal with the practical end of things dealing with creativity, how to gather resources, possibly who to cooperate with, work with, what environments may be productive for how to develop things, the planning behind things dealing with creative endeavors, right? But they got to make sure that their critique is not so high on themselves to the point it stunts them experiencing the fifth house, aka experiencing being on the stage, experiencing putting their music out, all right, experiencing auditioning for that show, that movie, because you have a inspiration, a vision, a potential that you see of yourself being on the stage, literally in that sense. All right, you got to know what house you have Mercury in. Mercury is the house lord here. So whatever house Mercury is in, it's going to be bringing a lot of them experiences and influences into your fifth house, affecting how you deal with being on the stage. All right. This is one of the most important houses when we're looking at self-expression. So Virgo's going to be real, is going to be able to develop the ideas, be real calculated. It's going to influence you in some type of shape or form to be more steady paced, calculated, and tedious when it comes to how you deal with your creativity. So this might be an artist, especially if you have Virgo placements. This might be an artist. They've been locking themselves in. They got a due date to turn this album in the next 6 months, and they just record a whole bunch of music in that process. And it's like they have so much dope music, but they're highly critical of how to set up this track list, what songs they're gonna make, and they got their A&R people around them like, yo, bro, these 15, these 20 right here have to make the album. So I don't know if all 20 gonna go on the album, but like we could chop it down to like 12, 9, 15, but these are the top 20. These is crazy, bro. Like this is a crazy album. Like that Taurus ascendant, especially if they got Virgo placing, that Taurus ascendant is gonna be, all right, hold on, we're gonna spend this month really processing these last 20. Like, we gotta format my creativity right. High standard for the creativity. Very critical because they're thinking about the result. They're thinking about the result. The fifth house, we want to bask in the experience of being on the stage, not so much the result. You can't get too much caught up with Virgo being the result. I just download that one real quick. Can't be too caught up in the result when it comes to how your creativity about to look to others. Once again, Mercury, real critical here. You may get too caught up in that before putting that shit out, before expressing it, before putting something in the light. You probably gonna you got Mercury here. You gonna manifest critique. You got Mercury influencing here. You're gonna manifest that by default. Hopefully your best critique. That's how you develop. That's how you spiritually develop tough skin. You be your own harshest critique. There ain't nobody else nothing can really say to your ass after that. It's like I done ripped myself apart mentally. You feel me? It's nothing you can say really hurt me. Like I'll take the constructive criticism. But anyways, that's what we got going on with them type of energies there. These individuals can put themselves in positions where they can manifest being the person critiquing the art, the judge at a fashion show, the blogger on YouTube that everybody goes to listen to their album reviews when rappers drop albums, the whatever, model runway judge, Simon Powell, and they probably had like Virgo, Mercury energies. All the matter of fact, let me see Simon Powell. Let's look at his chart. I just thought about that. I don't know. Simon Powell astro thing. I swear to God, if he had Taurus rising, I'm turning the video off. If they got his birth time, he'll leave. Wait, that's not even Simon Powell. It's a nigga named Paul Simon. Alright, whatever they astro theme don't got it. But anyways, yeah, like when you got like Mercury energies hitting that fifth house, you're just gonna be real detail oriented around things that people are on the stage for, or when you get on the stage. So music, art, fashion, creativity, people that's fifth house heavy, they may be into a lot of them things by default. They just may manifest them type of situations. So, if we looking at they may naturally manifest in positions to be the person critiquing the art or what's on the stage. Like they may be the person behind the public, like publicist type energy. Maybe the person behind the scenes, manifesting. I more so want to say attracting and manifesting these situations, because when you get into planets in the houses and whatnot, energies, become more significant and shift. We're talking about the natural overall vibration of what you're experiencing here. All right. At times, Virgo in this fifth house may feel like they may not get their just due, their love for what they do creatively, what they express. That could also be like a fueling thing for them there, especially wherever Mercury is at. And that could also be stemmed to a natural vibration they have in their fifth house with Virgo here, of dealing with standard quality. That may just be a competition they develop with themselves with these type of attributes here. May manifest an environment that you deal with on a creative level, where the people you surround yourself with, in that sense, the creatives or the people that you work with or trying to build something on a creative level, they hold you to a certain standard and critique. But yeah, these people are gonna be able to have a real knack and intuition for understanding how to move, possibly on a bit more practical level with the creativity, with the marketing, with shit like that. Just got to make sure Mercury don't make you overthink the influence of Mercury here, that you lean on it. You lean on the positivity of having an influence that pushes you to see different perspectives of things. Wherever you have Mercury influencing, Virgo influencing, you're going to see different perspectives of things. All right. But you don't want to let it stunt you from actually experiencing or taking initiative or putting one of these things, using one of these perspectives as a building block as to what the Virgo's trying to construct in that house when it comes to creative expression. All right. Now Virgo in the fifth house, when it comes to what they be entertained by or whatnot, It may be a lot of vibes to help once again here as well, because Virgo could be real. Virgo could have a type of anxious energy or whatnot, so they could tap into things that make them ease the mind, make them exhale, make them disconnect a lot when it comes to the type of music. Whatever music it is, it'll do that for them in that sense. Whatever, when it comes to things that they like to, also things that they kind of actually like to break down too. Things that possibly like songs with like messaging or layers that they could break down, because that Virgo energy likes like Rubik's Cube building block type, Tetris type energy. Like when you think of Virgo, think of shit like that, Tetris and Rubik's Cubes and shit. So when it comes to what they entertain by, like they're like Breaking Bad type individuals here, Virgo in the 5th house. Like that's probably what they like to watch on Netflix. Things that make you, you got to think, like Breaking Bad, Ozark and shit. Damn, like what's gonna happen next? What's suspenseful? Damn, they should have did that way, this, that, and the third. Like, things that stimulate the mind. Things dealing with a building structuring in some type of shape or form. And they got to make sure they're not, once again, overly critical when it comes to how they like to have fun. Sometimes you got to drop your shoulders and exhale and be a bit spontaneous. Don't try to be too formatted with how you like to have fun. Sometimes you just got to say, man, fuck this shit my boss want me to do tonight. I'm going out with my friends. We hitting the ball. Let me not just think too much about what's going to go on or be too perfect or have a perfect outfit. Let me just experience the 4th house and not think too much about it. Not top too much perspectives into that shit. I don't got to be critical about how I have fun now. God damn. I don't got to be critical of that, do I? All right. So, like, that's what, like, we got going on with Virgo in the 4th house, all right? And they're going to, when it comes to the connection with the inner child, just make sure that don't get neglected, because Mercury influence in here is going to be thinking about, it's always going to be developing ideas how to connect to the inner child, build on a relationship with the inner child. It is Earth here, so it's going to want to build wherever it's at. So you just got to make sure you actually jump into them experiences when you catch them visions or catch them, your intuition talking to you. You can also manifest a lot of resources when it comes to what you want to creatively build, but you could develop, real observational, attributes when it comes to understand how to work resources and build in this area when it comes to your creative endeavors as well. All right. So, Taurus risings. You're gonna have to possibly learn how to change. Virgo do like to change, so embrace changing in the 5th house. Embrace changing when it comes to your creative endeavors and whatnot. Once again, not getting stuck on certain ways you do things. Experimenting on the 2nd album and the 3rd album, still changing how you flow and like shit like that. And like just like how I was saying last thing, and when it comes to like allowing yourself not to tie so much perspectives or critique or being critical on yourself when it just comes to having fun. Also do that when you're dealing with connecting with others at an intimate level. You always want to deal with reality when you're dealing with relationships and connecting to others. 5th house has an influence of dealing with, some form of intimacy, possibly, romance, love, and sex is dealing with creation. So when you got Virgo here, once again, these experiences, you don't want to block yourself out of it because you're overthinking too much, Your heart always lets you know areas that you kind of unfulfilled in. So one person may need to practice celibacy. Another person may need an experience. All right? Like that's just how it goes. And 5th house is a lot of interacting social influences coming out the 5th house. Air houses ain't the only houses dealing with social energies, interaction and shit. You better anticipate it in them houses because that's what them houses govern. But the 5th house is how you have fun. It's how you express yourself. When you express yourself, do you not attract energies? People, that was dope, this and that. We need to connect. Let's network. Let's do this and third. Hey, that was a dope performance, or I really connect to what you were saying on the stage. Here's my cousin. They be doing this and the third, or you should come to my show, or you should blah, 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 blah. When you put yourself in the light, you create opportunities for you to network, interact in the world. All right? It don't matter if you're just making videos from your bedroom, from your home, from your basement, from your backyard, especially in today's time. All right. So Virgo in the 5th house, that's what we got going on. All right. Y'all make sure to like, share, subscribe. Let's keep these gems circulating. Tap into my Patreon to dive deeper, and tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. Next episode, we continue in the series and picking it up with Libra in the 5th house. Until then, family, peace.